Testing, 1, 2, 3. Collins Bay.
Calling Owens Bay. Mobile.
Yes, sir.
Telephone number 41034018887. Can't take your call now. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, simply hang up or press pound for further options. I couldn't hear you. Please try again. At the tone, please record your message. When you've
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. All right. Welcome to Temple Talk. I am Romeo Joyner L., your host, Grand Sheik, Divine Minister of the Moorish Science Temple of America, specifically Temple Number 7, Rosedale, Maryland. Good evening. Before we start tonight's presentation, I want to thank all the supporters of the Moorish Science Temple of America. I want to thank all the Grand Sheiks, Grand Sheikesses, the members, family members, and friends. Rise in the name of Allah, the great God of the universe, giving honor honor to all his true and divine prophets, giving honor to the prophet of these days and times, Noble Drew Ali, and giving honor to each and every last one of you. Again, welcome to Temple Talk. Temple Talk is a platform for not just Moorish Americans and the conscious community, but for those brothers and sisters who have yet to find their way, who have not yet taken their selves in the affairs of men. If you're not familiar with that terminology, I would strongly suggest that you meet with somebody, a member or a friend, who can explain that to you. Because the way that I came about in this movement is that a young brother introduced me to the prophet Noble Drew Ali, because through some literature, it was the Moorish literature. And I read it for the first time, but there was one particular phrase that caught my eye. It said, if you have race pride and you love your people and you believe that a condition can be better, join the Moorish Science Temple of America. And in doing so, that led me on a mission that has changed my life wonderfully. I had a chance to learn how to distinguish truth from falsehood, developing my five senses, and at the same time learning about my ancient forefathers and their divine creed, and knowing that I had a nationality and a birthright. That nationality connected me to the human family, which caused me to be recognized by the government in which I live and the nations of the earth. Now, with that being said, I want to take time to thank brothers and sisters who supported this platform. Wherever you are along the way, I want to say thank you. Specifically, I want to say to the brothers and sisters that when your help comes, be able to recognize it doesn't always come through people that you was expecting. For example, I had strangers that watched me in the community. They had no idea who I was, but they knew I was on a mission to do something, and was making major contributions to my community. So those people became allies to me. And the point that I want to make, and make no misunderstanding, is that sometimes people who will assist you, they may not be from your ethnicity, they may not be from your faith, and yet and still they recognize your mission, that you want to uplift fallen humanity, you want to support your community, and you want to improve the quality of life of other human beings. So I would strongly suggest you, if you're not doing anything to change your community or the conditions of any people, that's just waste of time. We weren't put here to just get old and to becoming sick and infirm and to die. We all have a part to play in this community and in our communities to improve the lives of other people who might not be as fortunate as us. So I want to take time to recommend that we be more conscious of what's going on in the community and throughout the country. We have a lot of people out work. We have people without adequate health care. We have people who don't have food. And the evil day that we often read about in the temples is here. So if you can take time out of your schedule, reach out to some people who might not be as fortunate as we are and help them. Direct them to the resources that they need and aid them and assist them in any way that you can. Because today is them. And today it can be you. Not tomorrow, but today. Now, I want to begin the platform tonight by recommending some serious reading material for some more listeners and the viewers of this podcast. One of the things I want to introduce you is a book that was written by a brother by the name of Jose Pimienta Bay. It's called Othello's Children. Check that book out. There's another book that a brother wrote by the name of Eric Munjan Bay. It's called Noble Soul. Check out that book. And for those who have an interest in how a lot of the things in the Moorish Science Temple evolved from being just a religious organization to being a corporate entity. There's a book called The Sacred Drift by David Lamborn Wilson. Read that book. I want to also tell you that if you're not familiar with any of the laws that we say that we have and the rights and the amendments and articles of the amendments and the Constitution, familiar yourself with those really good. I had an interesting conversation earlier with the barber that was here today, and she explained to me how she was violated based on a simple traffic stop by the police. Be mindful, when the police stop you, they have a legal obligation to tell you why they're stopping you. And the answers that you give and the things that you say and do is going to determine what's going to be the next thing that happens to you. Familiarize yourself with the Fourth Amendment that deals with searches and seizures. Familiarize with that. Familiarize yourself with all of the amendments of the Constitution, because if you don't have any, if you don't know your rights, you don't have any rights. So learn what your rights are. And before you start talking about your rights being violated, study the law as it applies to us as citizens. Look at those laws, because you not knowing what the police can and cannot do is going to determine a whole lot of the things that's going to happen to you next. Now, that's what law and history class is about. Here on site, we had a law and history class on Thursdays, which involved into a podcast. And since we developed this podcast, we've made it possible for those who cannot physically attend the classes, they can hear them and see them online. We would encourage you to pretty much stop in sometime, peep in on the podcast, call and ask questions. Again, I have an open line. My number is not restricted, nor the temple's not restricted. This is a place where you can physically come. It's not a P.O. box. We're not just here on Sunday or Friday. We're here every 7 days a week. I'm here. It's on site. This is where I reside. This is my domicile, as some words would say. And you can reach me at 443-414-9443. Now, the next thing that I want to present to you is something that's a little touchy for some people. And it's the issue of insurance. If you're not familiar with what insurance does, get in contact with someone who does. Go online. YouTube is a good source of information. Go online and Google up life insurance policies. Look up whole life, term, variable life. Look up the universal life and see what those things are about and how they can fit your model of your lifestyle based on what you can afford, which would be a monthly premium. Have any questions? There's some of us who are licensed agents. Yours truly. Any questions with estate planning? Be glad to accommodate you. When it comes down to wills, we can help you with that too. There's another thing I want you all to familiarize yourself with. It's called Legal Shield, an inexpensive tool to use for things like writing wills, having notices sent to employers by attorneys, who are actually attorneys, who can speak on your behalf with a fraction of what you would pay if you went outside of the scope of Legal Shield. If you're interested, you can reach me, 443-414-9443. I'll be glad to assist you. When it comes down to other legal issues, please do not attempt to go in to represent yourself. You don't necessarily have to go out and grab an attorney right away. But get legal advice from people who know a little something. Talk to your grand sheiks, your grand sheikesses. Talk to people in the temple that can advise you on those things, because you have some pretty resourceful brothers and sisters who can aid and assist you with, with little or no fraction of the cost, just a donation. So I want to advise you, learn to depend on resources that are affordable to you, that are available to you with people that you know. Now, I want to touch on a little subject That's a little touchy to some people when it comes down to us as consumers. We're some of the biggest consumers on the planet. And unfortunately, we will spend money with people that don't like us for things that we don't need to impress people we don't know. That's us in a nutshell. Stop doing that. Invest your money in the community with people that look like you, people who can give you the resources that you need, and you can build a relationship with them. As we know, other ethnic groups stick together more often than what we do. That needs to stop. We can't say that we want things to be better for us and continue to still foster the same bad habits. In order to get better, we have to do better. Support your local business owners that look like you. If you want to go into business, which is fine, everybody can, but there's some of us who can. And if you want to start from scratch, there are people who are on board that can help you. I will be the first one in that line. I'm open to suggestions for any types of comments, any kind of improvement. If it's somewhere I can help you along the line for your business and the business model, come see me. I have a skill in writing grants and proposals, mission statements, can do it all. Work for the city of Baltimore, the state of Maryland, private corporations, nonprofits, if you will. Give me a call. I'll be glad to help you. There's never too late for you to do. It's not never too late for you to change your habits, your spending habits, to get better, and also to improve the quality of life. Learn to do the things that I talked about. Next, I'm going to speak to you about 3 things that you can use as a tool when you're dealing with business. If you're not familiar with leverage, residual income, check it out. Look up the definition of leverage, residual income. There are 2 tools you can use, 2 that you use as a backup for income. Once you perform an act one time in sales, and you can keep that money as long as those clients keep their premiums and their policy in place over time, that income is constant. It occurs automatically. I learned to pay off student debts, a student loan, car loan, credit card debt, residual income from making sales and things like insurance. And you also, they have other tools you can use it too. Give me a call and I'll be glad to discuss those things with you. Again, my number is 443-414-9443. I want to use this portion to reach out and to thank certain particular temples that are far and near. I'm going to start with Virginia first. I want to give honor to Grand Sheikahs Kimbrough L., Temple number 10, along with the Grand Governor, Ira McMillan L. I want to give honor to Corey and Carrie Allende L., 2 wonderful brothers. I want to give honor to another good brother on the location in Norfolk, Virginia, brother called the Loach Bay. Moving forward, just a little more further towards Maryland, I want to give honor to the brothers and the sisters in Woodbridge, Virginia. A brother by the name of Elihu Nathaniel Pleasant Bay. Now, here's a new name. No harm and disrespect. I don't want to mess his name up. And if somebody can help me with the pronunciation of his name, I'll be glad to do that. I want to give honor to that brother because it made it possible for a lot of us to be able to be where we are now. I want to give honor to the brothers and sisters moving forward and Baltimore, Maryland. I want to give honor to the brothers and sisters, Milton Avenue, the Resurrection More Science Temple. I want to give honor to all of the Grand Sheiks, the Grand Sheikesses and the members, the Sheikas and the Sheiks over that location. I want to give honor to the brother Jones Bay. I want to give honor to our good brother Darrell Brown Bay. I want to give honor to Sheik Owens, Ronald Owens Bay. That's a member here, this on-site temple number 7. I want to give honor to She gets the secretary of this great temple, temple number 7. Sheik is Andrina Ferguson L. I want to give honor to the Grand Sheikah's on location, Norman Lofton L. I want to give honor to all the Moorish Americans and their families along the way. Now, I want to make some more statements about some issues throughout the city with this rampant crime rate. One of the things that I want people to pay close attention to is keep watching the local news, because there's some things taking place in the news that are not really what they seem to be, but learn how to make the difference. Keep your head on the swivel in your city. Learn to see people for who they are, not what people label them to be. And if people are good to you, be good to them, regardless of what other people say about them. Maintain your relationship with them, because some of the main people they put bad titles on, they're decent individuals. They were dealt a bad hand. These sisters and brothers need to be treated with dignity and respect goes a long way. You give respect to people, they'll give it back to you. But keep watching the news, because there are a lot of things taking place in this great, good city of Baltimore, which is a fantastic city. Just getting blown out of proportion. They embellish a lot of things in the news, but learn to make the difference for yourself. If you see people along your way, help them. If they need help, help them, because they will reach back for you when other people will abandon you. I want to talk about the so-called gangs. Being somewhat a gang specialist and an expert on gangs didn't come about because people had a dream and said, I want to join a gang. They came about as a form of marginalization, discrimination, violence, and a form that people needed protection. You put anybody, regardless of what group they're in, they're the reasons why they exist, because of those things that I mentioned. There's a lot of dynamics to that. Also, those so-called gang members, they have rules. They have rules. If you're a civilian, meaning that you're not repping in that stuff, they're not going to bother you. The issue's not with you. As quiet as it's kept, they have degrees and principles too. But when you meet them, don't challenge them. Be nice. Speak to them, greet them, keep it moving. They're not going to bother you. So learn to meet people where they are and deal with them on how they deal with you. We have some good people that get bad labels put on them, but you don't have to do that. Deal with people fair, treat them as human, be humane, and treat them with dignity. You have the least problems. I want to go on to the next topic, which will be discussed in the next meeting, which didn't take place tonight, is the corporate structure of the Moorish Science Temple of America, because some things took place in the temple that a lot of us are a little emotional about, indeed, and we have come really just our concepts about what's had taken place is not that straight. And we're going to have some guests that are going to help put us right and on track where we need to be. Because right within the Moorish Science Temple is a lot of division, there's a lot of separatism, there's a lot of disconnection. And if we want to be the people that we are, we have to learn how to come together and communicate. And we can build, because united we stand, divided we fall. Now, on that note, I want to say, when you meet people and have a conversation with them, let it be just that and not a debate. First thing they do is to see the things that you believe in and that you agree with first. Focus on those things more than you do the difficult things and the differences. Do that and speak an intelligent tone, you'll get a favorable reply. Now, we're not going to stay with you long tonight, but in episode number 4 of Temple Talk, we're going to go to that corporate structure and show you how the Moorish Science Temple from being founded, how it became incorporated, some of the players that did things that were totally out of the corporate structure that led us to where we are now. And I'm not an expert on that myself. I did a lot of research on it. But I'm going to bring to you someone who can really put, as he would say, he can put a pen on it and bring us up to speed on what we need to know about that particular structure and how it affects us today. If you have any questions about any of the things that you heard tonight, whether it be resources, assistance for business, insurance, or law and history, or some of the books that I mentioned, give me a call. Again, my number is 443 414 9443. I'm going to say the same that I greet you. Peace. See you till next time.